Scroll a little slower, and suddenly you notice it. Something has changed. The names BTS and Jungkook are still everywhere, but the comments underneath, they feel different, bolder, sharper, almost unsettling. It makes you stop and wonder, since when did people start talking about them like this? This isn't about one fandom, and it's not just online drama. It's about what happens when dominance, success, and global fame collide with emotion. And once you see what's really going on, you'll never read a comment section the same way again. There was a time when scrolling through posts about BTS and Jungkook felt predictable. Praise, admiration, chart updates, sold-out stadiums, records broken again and again. It was almost routine. But lately, something feels different. If you've spent even a few minutes in comment sections recently, you might have noticed it too. The tone has shifted. The words feel sharper, and some of the comments make you pause and think, since when did people start talking about BTS and Jungkook like this? At first, it's subtle, a passing remark that feels slightly out of place, a comparison that doesn't quite sit right. You scroll past it, assuming it's just another random opinion lost in the noise of social media, but then you see another one, and another. Suddenly, it's not just one comment anymore, it's a pattern, and that's when curiosity kicks in. BTS and Jungkook are not new names in the global music conversation. They are cultural landmarks. For over a decade, BTS have reshaped the K-pop industry, pushed Korean music onto the world stage, and built one of the most loyal fan bases in history. Jungkook, in particular, has grown from the youngest member of BTS into a global pop icon, dominating charts, streaming platforms, and headlines as both a group member and a solo artist. With that level of influence, attention is inevitable, but attention doesn't always come wrapped in admiration. Social media has changed the way fandoms interact. What used to be confined to fan cafes and forums is now broadcast in real time to millions of people. Every opinion, every reaction, every hot take is instantly visible. And in this environment, commentary doesn't just reflect personal taste. It reflects competition, insecurity, and the constant comparison culture that surrounds K-pop today. As new generations of fans enter the scene, the landscape becomes more crowded. New groups rise, new records are set, and the spotlight shifts faster than ever. In that rush, discussions about BTS and Jungkook have started to feel less like celebration and more like debate. Some comments question relevance, others downplay achievements. A few cross into outright disrespect, and that's where the unease begins. What makes this moment interesting isn't just what is being said, but why it's being said now. BTS are on hiatus as a group, yet their influence hasn't faded. Jungkook's solo success has only reinforced his global appeal. Instead of disappearing, their presence feels constant, almost unavoidable. And for some people, that kind of dominance becomes frustrating. When one name continues to trend, continues to win, continues to be mentioned, it can spark reactions that have less to do with music and more to do with emotions. Halfway through this story, there's a realization that changes how you see these comments. It's not really about BTS or Jungkook at all. It's about what happens when success lasts too long in an industry built on cycles. K-pop thrives on momentum, on the next big thing. But BTS disrupted that pattern. They didn't just have a peak, they built a legacy. And legacies create tension because they raise the bar for everyone else. So when people scroll past another headline about Jungkook's streams, another article about BTS's impact, another viral clip from years ago still circulating today, reactions become more emotional. Some fans feel the need to push back, to reclaim space for their own favorites. And social media gives them the perfect stage to do it, often without thinking about context or respect. Yet here's the twist. The more these comments appear, the more they actually prove BTS and Jungkook's relevance. Artists who are truly forgotten don't get debated, they don't get compared, they don't spark strong reactions. Silence is the real sign of irrelevance, not criticism. The fact that people still feel the need to talk about BTS and Jungkook, even in a negative tone, shows just how deeply embedded they are in the conversation. There's also another layer to this. Many of the comments that feel harsh or bold come from a place of distance. Online, it's easy to forget that behind the names BTS and Jungkook are real people, artists who trained for years, endured intense pressure, and carried the weight of global expectations. The screen creates separation, and that separation makes it easier to type things that would never be said face to face. As viewers and fans, this is where awareness matters. Not every comment deserves a reaction. Not every opinion needs a counterattack. Sometimes the most powerful response is understanding the bigger picture. Fandom culture is evolving, and with growth comes friction. BTS and Jungkook sit at the center of that evolution, not because they asked to, but because their impact made it unavoidable. So the next time you come across a comment that makes you pause, ask yourself what it really represents. Is it genuine criticism, or is it frustration with an industry where one name still casts a long shadow? Is it about music, or is it about comparison? Seeing it this way changes the narrative from conflict to context. And that brings us back to the question, what's going on with these comments about BTS and Jungkook? The answer isn't simple, but it is revealing. It shows how powerful their presence still is. It shows how social media amplifies emotions. And it shows how success, when sustained for too long, can make people uncomfortable. If this story made you think differently about what you see online, you're not alone. These conversations shape fandom culture more than we realize. Stay curious, stay critical, and don't forget to look beyond the surface of a comment section. If you want more deep dives into K-pop culture, fandom dynamics, and the stories behind the headlines, make sure to stay connected because there's always more beneath the scroll.